Louis, they start the night 6 games ahead of the Cubs on top of the NL Central.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:35.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scavini here for QC Kinetics. We know joint pain is awful when you're the person who's fighting through it, but I'm betting you aren't the only ones affected by it. Maybe you love someone who struggles with joint pain. You see what they don't see, what they've slowly stopped doing. It's July, it's time to be outside, moving, playing, living, and you're sitting out. Let's talk about getting your life back at QC Kinetics here in the Milwaukee area with 2 locations, Greenfield and Mequon. That's what's happening every day. People were stuck in that cycle of pain in their hips, knees, shoulders, back. For me, it was my elbow. They are finally stepping out of it with regenerative treatments done right there in the office. So no surgery, no long recovery, or putting your life on hold. Just real relief. The inflammation eases, the pain lets go. We hear it all the time, not just from patients, but from the people around them. He's back. She's herself again. So if this sounds like you or someone you love, go find out what's possible. QC Kinetics offers a free consultation to see if you're a good candidate. QC Kinetics, call 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. Change your life. Call QC Kinetics.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
All right, let's bring in our friend Telly Hughes. You can see Telly by texting the word WATCH to 855-616-1620 or check out the live stream.
Where'd he go?
Oh, because he was just here doing the midday show. Man, he's busy. He's on the go. We're lucky he squeezed us in. Telly,
My goodness.
how are you?
Did you teleport?
I'm doing great. Yeah, Julia. I had to. I make moves, Julia. I
make moves. All right. We wanted to talk to you about the Brewers All-Star situation. The good news is Miz is in. Contreras is in. Kind of cool to have the pitcher and catcher, the battery in there together. I guess I want to start with that, although my gut tells me I really want to whine about how Bryce Terang didn't make the team. Where do you want to start when it comes to Brewers All-Stars, Telly? You take the lead.
Let's start with the 24-year-old flamethrower who people thought after 5 starts last year was not an all-star, and he's come back to not only prove that, but lead the major leagues and, let's just say strikeouts, ERA, whip, and opposing batting average. But outside of that, the Miz hasn't done anything this year. And and then you look at William Contreras, who is having the best offensive year in his 7-year MLB career, on top of the fact that what is going on back in his homeland in Venezuela, for him to remain focused and do what he's been doing, I definitely think those guys should get the spotlight, but it's always the snubs that ends up getting most of the attention. And Bryce Terang, who we all feel was definitely deserving of becoming an all-star. But I think this also bodes well for the Brewers in 2 categories. Number one, that's going to give him a lot of fuel the rest of the season being overlooked as an all-star. And number 2, that price range of Bryce Terang that has been going up and up and up is finally a little stabilized right now that he's not an all-star.
That's an interesting point, Telly. I don't know how to fix the system. I don't want to go on a rant that it's broken, but this just shows that some fans don't know really what they're doing, because Terang really got screwed out of this because Ozzie Albies, the second baseman in Atlanta, does not belong in the All-Star game, and the fans voted him in. And then fans said, you know what, the guy in San Francisco is also pretty good, so he got selected as a replacement. We're a smaller fan base, don't have as many people that vote. It just is unfortunate for Bryce because he clearly deserves to be on the team.
Yes, you're absolutely right, John, because those are bigger markets and they have more fans that are coming out to vote. And what Jacob Mizorowski has been doing this year is undeniable throughout baseball. And a lot of times you do have to pay a little more attention to the Brewers second baseman because he's not grabbing all of the highlights, but we know all the things he does day in and day out. So yes, there are times when your favorite players don't get selected and you feel like the system should be changed, but this is the same system that also got Jacob Mizorowski into the All-Star game after only 5 starts too. And so fans did recognize what he was doing, but you're always going to have something, players that you feel like shouldn't be in that are in for whatever reasons. A lot of times they want to make sure they get a hometown player in. So that pretty much, you can kind of factor that in, but that wasn't the case so much with the Phillies this year. I know Bryce Harper got the veteran or the legends nod. He didn't get voted in by the fans. And so, again, it is pretty it's pretty unfortunate for Bryce Terang to not be able to be an all-star. But you want to talk about somebody that does have the respect of his peers. The fans may not know a lot about him outside of the state of Wisconsin, but trust me when I say his peers around baseball know exactly how good Bryce Terang is.
He is WTMJ's Telly Hughes. Thanks, Telly.
Thank you.
All right, so The Miz. Do you find yourself, we both kind of watch the Brewers games at night when we're doing stuff around the house. Do you find yourself watching the game or wanting to watch it when The Miz is on the mound?
Always.
Like, is it a different level?
Always. Actually, I go to the game when he's on the mound. That's
do.
how much. And you know what I really appreciated was when he said this time it's not a fluke thing, and you can hear him here. He was just interviewed in a gaggle yesterday.
This year, I think I proved that it wasn't a fluke thing, and I do belong to go to, events like this. So it's really cool.
I mean, because he was 23 and, kind of the underdog, and now he's really proving everyone wrong who were his detractors. And for his catcher, William Contreras, to come with us, with him, I said us, like I'm a Miz.
Well, you're at the games.
Well, I'm with Mr. 105. That's Nate when I call him because he's the best producer. He's also said that, it's nice because Contreras, he's going to be playing with a lot of other people too. So he'll be able to show himself off.
I like that too.
To the world.
A lot. It is 3:42 at WTMJ. All right, so not so great news about the Brewers is that Brandon Woodruff has been injured again. We're finding new information about what it is in his shoulder and his labrum that's really bothering him. We're going to get you some good inside information, what the prognosis is, because they really need him moving forward. What is the rest of the season likely to look like? What does the injury mean? Dr. Patrick Yost, Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin, with us up next.
I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Our business leaders value downtown Milwaukee.
We practice law locally, regionally, nationally, and even globally. But downtown Milwaukee will always be our home. I'm Susan Lovern, CEO of Umbreson and Roper. We've enjoyed watching downtown grow for decades, and we're thrilled to be part of its bright future.
Get down to business at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Hey everybody, Debbie Lozga here for Comfort Awnings. Using the highest quality American-made materials, their awnings are the leading shade and wind-resistant solutions for your outdoor space. Custom Comfort Awnings installed a motorized awning over my patio a couple years ago, and I honestly don't know how I ever lived without it. It's perfect for extending my living space. With summer here already, don't wait to get your awning installed and enjoy our beautiful Wisconsin summers, no matter the weather. Extend the motorized awning when the sun gets too hot or even when it rains. Right now, get $250 off your awning or screen. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com today.
Here's to experiencing it all this summer in Wisconsin. Every deliciously cheesy, rockin', magical, fireworks-filled, festival-loving moment. There's Cheese Curd Fest in Ellsworth, Strawberry Fest in Cedarburg, Festival of the Arts in Stevens Point, and the Renaissance Fair in Bristol, Honor the Earth Powwow in Hayward, Mile of Music in Appleton, Venetian Fest, Bratfest, Summerfest. So many fests for your whole crew. Find them all at TravelWisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about in my clinic kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. orthowisconsin.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
346, traffic and then weather. Hey, Deb, how are the roads?
It's a little bit slow right now. We've got southbound 41 kind of hitting the brakes at Good Hope Road and stretching all the way to Capitol Drive. Beyond that, you're good to go down through the zoo. On the northbound side, it's backed up from about North Avenue up past Burleigh. We've got southbound 43 hitting the brakes south of Brown Deer Road to Bender, and then back on the brakes from Capitol down through the Marquette and onto the high-rise bridge. Other than that, we're actually looking pretty good. We do still have that road closure, Highway 164 southbound closed just past Rockwood Way, which is just south of Highway 18, the Waukesha bypass there. And that's all because of a crash. So you do want to follow the posted detours. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Clear tonight, a low of 63. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 83 degrees. Wednesday, there's rain late, mostly sunny throughout your day Wednesday, a high of 88 degrees. Thursday, showers and storms are likely, partly cloudy though throughout the rest of the day, a high of 86. Friday, there's a chance of early showers, then it'll be partly cloudy throughout your Friday, a high of 78 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it is 72 degrees and sunny.
Forecast brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, your local experts for roofing, siding, and window projects. Oh, this was really tough to watch. So a couple of days ago, Brandon Woodruff, who we all love, came out after having a couple really good innings, and he comes out for the fourth inning after looking okay, and he throws an 85-mile-an-hour fastball, an 87-mile-an-hour fastball, and then after that, he can't get it over 75 miles an hour, and he looks like he's really laboring. And he ends up coming out of the game after a visit to the mound, and we find out afterwards that, it's not good. He's probably going to have to go on the injured list, according to Pat Murphy. I wanted to give you a little bit more detail on what we know about the injury and what the likely prognosis is and all of that stuff with our good friend, Dr. Patrick Yost, orthopedic surgeon at Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Dr. Yost, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So in the past, Woodruff's problems have been described as dead arm, velocity on pitches being down. He spent a lot of time out because of that. Manager Murphy, Pat Murphy, said after this latest thing, it's a tear in his labrum, an cyst that develops, and a cyst that will likely redevelop. Can you explain that? What does that mean? What's going on with his arm and his shoulder?
Well, the labrum is the attachment point of the ligaments, also known as the capsule, which most of us know he had a surgery on. If the labrum has a tear or a gap in it and the joint fills with fluid, the fluid, it's under pressure, especially during pitching, and that fluid can get pushed through the tear in the labrum and get trapped on the other side. That's called a paralabral cyst. Think of it as a one-way valve where the fluid gets out and it can't get back in.
What does a dead arm mean, doctor?
It just means it doesn't feel like he can throw the way he's used to. His mind and his trunk and his intent is to throw a certain way, and it just doesn't happen the way he feels. I think that probably is a result of swelling in the joint. You can imagine the capsule or the ligaments or the lining of the joint, those all mean the same thing. As they go into the late cocking phase, which baseball players will call the layback phase, they're winding up kinetic energy. So imagine twisting up like a dish towel. In his case, it's the ligaments. And then as you release that kinetic energy, it's sort of like a spring that gets twisted, and then you let go of it, and it'll release some energy and twist back. If he's got swelling in that joint, the spring mechanism just doesn't work quite the same. So it may not hurt, but it just feels like the ball's not coming out the way it should.
He said that he was feeling some weird sensation in his fingers. Does that Does that track?
Yeah, pitchers will often get numbness in their fingers when there's stress on the elbow. The ulnar nerve goes through around the back of the elbow. People have heard of the funny bone. There's not really a bone that's funny. It's a nerve that's funny, but it's right under or behind that bone. In pitchers, when they overstress that nerve, it gets stretched around the back side of the elbow, and their little finger and their ring finger will go numb, often just momentarily.
Dr. Patrick Yost is with us, Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Now, we know you're not his doctor and you haven't seen his imaging and all of that stuff, but you see a lot of these sort of injuries and you work literally on hundreds of these sort of similar cases, although they're all different and nuanced. My question related to all that, could this be career-ending? How serious is this, especially if it continues to recur?
Well, I think it's serious, and sure, it could be career-ending, but I think in this case, it's going to amount to management. I think all these details of inflammation or the cyst or the labrum or the capsule, they really add up to a big picture of a shoulder that's starting to wear out. And anybody who's got a knee that's starting to wear out or a bad back, they know you can only push it so hard before it swells and it hurts, and you basically can't use it the way you're used to. Brandon has just learned how much is too much. The hard part now is the Brewers and he and his doctors have to help coach him and figure out how do we stay below the too much line when he comes back again, hopefully in September. He comes back and throws. Could he be in a relief role? Could he be sort of an opener for a bullpen game? I think he can get his velocity back and his function back, but it's not going to be in a situation where he can be a starter. He's proven that.
Dr. Yost, can we remove this cyst to help with the pressure so then he has the throwing power again? And also, how much pain is he in?
Yeah, it probably doesn't hurt terribly. And to answer your first question, you can remove the cyst, but it will come right back because the problem is that the joint fills with fluid under pressure. And if there's a labrum tear, that one-way valve analogy that I gave you, the fluid will just get pushed through the labrum and trapped in there again.
How hard is this mentally for an elite athlete?
It's hard. I think he's a pretty young man, and it's not a terribly long time since in 2017 when he was incredible and a couple of great years. It feels like not that much time has passed, and he's aged more than the 8 or 9 years that he's been on the Brewers. That takes its toll. I think any athlete who's getting towards the end of their career, frankly, any professional who nears the end of their career, this happens to surgeons, it's their identity. And when they're getting and they can kind of see the end coming, it's challenging. He seems to be as well adjusted as anyone, but I think anyone can have a lot of trouble just dealing with that.
Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin's Dr. Patrick Yost is with us. I want to move on to soccer. Are you watching the World Cup, Dr. Yost?
Yes, I'm watching it.
Okay, we are too. And we've been talking a lot about it on the show. I'm amazed at how fit they are. These are like the fittest athletes in the world. You don't see
attractive.
Any chubby soccer players running around there. I use, all right, Julia, attractive, yes, okay.
Very attractive.
Here's my question. When you watch them, especially when you see the trackers that these guys wear, the technology is absolutely amazing. What's the biggest injury risk to a soccer player? And I know that's hard to generalize, but it's different than it is for a football player or a baseball pitcher.
Yeah, believe it or not, soccer has the highest rate of concussion of any of the sports that people play in the United States. You'd think it'd be football, but after you watch a little bit of the World Cup and you see how fast they move and how they attack each other, and it is a contact sport. So we think a lot about their knees, and there are plenty of knee injuries in soccer, but concussions are even more common.
Oh, did Portugal just score?
No, Spain did.
Oh,
his favorite.
God.
Spain's up right while you're on the phone with us, Dr. Yost. Spain's
Ronaldo.
up 1-0. And Mr. Handsome Pants Ronaldo is not looking very happy on Portugal. What if you're a weekend warrior? What's your advice if you're 40 or 50 years old, you're watching the World Cup, and now you think, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to play at Brookfield Indoor Soccer Complex or Uline, and I'm going to hit soccer full tilt.
And my friend just tore his ACL doing that, thinking he was in college again.
What's the best advice if you want to begin to get active and you really haven't been?
You know, if soccer is really important to you, you can play. But soccer, basketball, these are sports where, and I'm 45, so a lot of my friends are still doing this, but it is a sport of attrition. And you've got to be in great shape, but you've also got to just be realistic about how aggressive you're going to play. there are so many Achilles tears and ACL tears and meniscus tears in middle-age, high-contact sports. It is a risk, and I think I tell these young kids who are about to go back to sports, life is a risk assessment. It's a constant risk assessment, and you want to think about what could happen here. If I'm going snowboarding, for me, I don't go snowboarding because I don't want to break my wrists. I'd be better off tearing my ACL because I can still work. You think about if you're going to go and play soccer, that's great. Try to condition yourself and just be prepared to have a good time, and try to just dial it back a little because there's so many injuries.
When the World Cup is on or the Olympics are on or some big sporting event is on, do you see more injuries, or do you hear from more parents that think maybe their child has injured themselves?
Yeah, we get a lot of calls. And, I love sports. Sports are so much fun, and there's so many positives, but there are a lot of injuries. So I think it's just important to try to spend a moment doing an internal risk-benefit analysis. But yes, these once every 4 years, things like the Olympics and the World Cup, they generate a lot of excitement about the specific sports. So you just see a lot more activity than among amateur athletes.
So I've been trying to get Julia here to play pickleball with me
I'm afraid now. No way.
And your boss, the CEO there, Brandon.
Yes.
And I can't get her to do it. And maybe now you have it right. When I come flip it in here, you're going to be healthy.
Thank you.
Julia, pickleball has been a great thing for we'll say, middle-aged people of the United States. It's gotten so many people active. It's really fun.
Really?
It's social. But there are injuries. I should probably not say this on the radio, but they generally are minor injuries.
Mm-hmm.
They're sprains and strains and meniscus tears. It's pretty unusual to have concussions, and knock on wood, I don't see a ton of ACL tears from pickleball. So my advice to anyone listening who wants to get into pickleball, it's a great way to be social and get exercise, and it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, just don't go crazy, right? Just, I guess, be smart about it.
That's right.
Dr. Patrick Yost is an orthopedic surgeon at Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin, the best in the business. Dr. Yost, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
We are sponsored by Diversified Wealth Strategies.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
We are sponsored by Diversified Wealth Strategies. Your life, your goals. Visit dwstrategies.com.
Many people feeling close to retirement ask themselves, do I have enough?
Am I missing something?
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, we provide clarity during our complimentary, no-pressure consultation. We're independent advisors using big firm tools with a boutique-style approach.
And no crickets. We stay in touch so you're never left wondering.
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, let us show you how to capture the upside, limit the downside, and feel good inside.
Visit dwstrategies.com.
Securities and investment services offered through Mosaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here for Jens Family Chiropractic in Germantown. Dr. Carl Jens is my chiropractor. He's become an important part of helping me stay healthy and active. Now, life is demanding. You can have shoulder pain, knee pain, golfers, or tennis elbow, plantar fasciitis. You can get treated with soft wave tissued regeneration therapy. I am doing that right now for my lower back. It's bringing stem cells to my lower back, and now I feel so much better. My overall health and mobility is incredible. I moved my entire house, and I don't feel a thing. I was expecting that, especially when I was going up the stairs for the first time. Nothing. I feel great. And it's thanks to Jens Family Chiropractic. Take the first step towards feeling better today. Contact Jens Family Chiropractic, schedule your appointment. Visit jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's YENTZ familychiropractic.com. jensfamilychiropractic.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm Jim Frucci, Managing Partner and PGA Professional at Morningstar Golfers Club, and I'd like to personally invite you to play your next round of golf at Morningstar. Lush green fairways, velvet smooth greens, magnificent vistas from high above our championship golf course. Morningstar was created with the serious golfer in mind, and it continues to be the public course by which all other area public courses are measured. Book your tee time today and reserve a spot on our membership wait list. Come out and see what all of Southeast Wisconsin's been talking about. Hey, you've played the rest. Now play the best.
The family-owned Mine Shaft Restaurant in Hartford is hiring line cooks, dishwashers, and third-shift cleaners. You'll make real money in a fun, busy atmosphere. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Inquire today and start next week. Visit mineshaftrestaurant.com.
It's the most wonderful time of year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Sponsored by Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. Centered in safety, anchored in history, designed for discovery.
From those with no experience to firearms enthusiasts, all are welcome at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. Learn the right way to handle firearms. Just Google Mission 94.
They call it baseball heaven.
Here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
Well, the crew is coming to test the faithful.
The 1-1. And a fly ball to center, hit well. Friedel back at the track, at the wall. Joey goes deep. A two-run shot.
The Brewers land in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:10. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
I'm John Mercure. Your top story, new details into a tragic drowning in Geneva Lake.
I'm Julia Fellow. There's still time to apply for FEMA aid from April storms.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, southbound on 41. Still a hefty ride from before Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound from about Mayfair Road up past Burleigh. Southbound 43 got backups from just before Good Hope to Bender Road, then back on the brakes just before Capitol Drive, all the way down through the Marquette past Chase Avenue. We've got the northbound side pretty clear right through the Marquette all the way past Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, clear skies, a low of 63. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 83. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, new details after a sudden storm swept through Walworth County, killing 3 children in a boating accident on Geneva Lake. The kids, all under the age of 12, were among 10 people on a private boat last Friday. All were wearing life jackets. Investigators say the boat's operator turned the boat directly into the wind and was hit by 2 large waves. That caused the boat to take on water, eventually rolling and causing all 10 people into the water before it sank. 6 adults and a 12-year-old were rescued. Divers found the other 3 children and got them to the surface, but they all died at the hospital. WTMJ's Craig Copleen joins us at 4:08 with more details about the storms.
There is still time for Wisconsin homeowners and renters to apply for federal assistance after April storms and flooding. FEMA is saying you should file an insurance claim first because they cannot duplicate benefits. Federal funds may help pay for temporary lodging, basic home repairs, lost property, and other uninsured disaster-related needs. Wisconsin representatives and FEMA will offer one-on-one help with those applications in the coming days. The deadline to apply is the end of August.
New work requirements for Medicaid users could make it difficult to balance treatment with keeping your health insurance. Executive Vice President and Chief Medical Officer for the American Society of Clinical Oncology, Dr. Julie Graylow, tells Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News for cancer patients, treatment is a full-time job.
What we're concerned about is all of the steps it would take and what you have to prove, and not just the patient, but the providing clinical team, that you're not going to be able, in your exhausted state on chemotherapy, to do it in time. And there will be gaps, and that might mean treatment delays, and that might mean a worse outcome from your cancer.
Starting January of 2027, Badger Care Plus or Medicaid users between the ages of 19 and 64 will be required to work, go to school, or volunteer for 80 hours per month in order to keep their health care coverage.
Coming up, we're hours away from the U.S. playing the next round of the World Cup.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 4:04.
Clogged drains, water in the basement. Septic and sewer problems never happen at a convenient time.
When you call Hair, Septic, and Sewer, a real person answers your questions, finds the best solution, and schedules service.
Hi, this is Todd, owner of Hair, Septic, and Sewer. Our experienced team responds quickly and works hard to find the right solution, not just a temporary fix. We offer 24-hour emergency service, and we're not happy until your problem is solved.
Get started by searching online. HERR Septic and Sewer. Hair, Septic, and Sewer. Fast answers, reliable solutions.
Do you have an upcoming wedding, a bridal or baby shower, maybe a family reunion? WTMJ's John Mercure here. I highly recommend having your party at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. Half your dinners are free. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free every single night, even for special events. Choice steaks, seafood, pasta. How about the surf and turf? Any entree, buy one, get one free. Desserts, my favorite part, is buy one, get one free. Celebrate a birthday, an anniversary, a retirement, or just a quiet free dinner with your sweetie. Have your company employee appreciation dinner at the Fox and Hounds. Half your dinners are free, and it's a gorgeous setting right in the heart of the Kettle Moraine near Holy Hill. Spectacular views. Gift cards are also the perfect year-round gifts, as your second dinner is always free. Order online and your gift cards will arrive shortly. I've done this many times. Reserve your wedding shower, rehearsal, or family dinner today. Half your dinners are free every night at the Fox and Hounds. Google, call, and reserve.
No matter what business you're in, as the #1 SBA lender in Wisconsin, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions.
Awarded the #1 SBA lender by the Small Business Administration of Wisconsin in 2025.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Sports Desk. The road trip continues for the Brewers in St. Louis after taking 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks. The crew used a late rally for a 3-2 win in the series finale. Tonight, coverage 6 o'clock here on WTMJ. And the Bucks make it official. Giannis to the Heat. Giannis posted his love for Milwaukee on social media.
The city of Milwaukee will always be in my heart. This is my home. And this is a place that I had my kids. My mom is here. My father is here. My brothers played here. They made me the man that I am today. That will never, ever change.
And tonight in the World Cup, the U.S. faces Belgium in the round of 16. 7 o'clock start in Seattle.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:07.
This report is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
Our home values have gone up over the years while our home continues to age every second. This is Eric Brown with Aaron Brown, brothers and owners of our family business, Siding Unlimited.
While those values continue to go up and homes continue to age, we see homeowners have become more concerned about who is going to do the work. Making the right decision has become the top priority and a nervous decision.
What's great about Siding Unlimited, we've seen so many people choose us, and their responses years after the project is remarkable. Siding Unlimited delivers on quality products and installation, making longevity and peace of mind a priority with new windows, doors, roofing, and siding.
Trust the local, family-operated Siding Unlimited to be the company of choice for your next window project. Proven to be the best by earning Pella's prestigious Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times.
Siding Unlimited. Experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Call Siding Unlimited at 262-567-4513 or visit sidingunlimited.com today.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
All right, thanks for hanging out with us on this Monday afternoon. Crazy night, weekend, I should say, of violence in Milwaukee involving our police officers. A couple really unusual incidents. Steve Peterson, law enforcement expert, joins us coming up in just a couple of minutes. First, wanted to update you on that tragic story on Geneva Lake in Walworth County. 3 children died after a boat capsized with 10 people on it, I think it was. Was it 10 or 12 people?
Mm-hmm.
3 kids died. They all had life preservers on. And people are trying to figure out what kind of weather rolled through there to lead to this. Was it a tornado? Was it a downburst? Meteorologist Craig Copleen is with us. Craig, good afternoon. This was on Friday when this happened. And I know you've been looking into this. What sort of weather phenomenon led to things getting so out of control on the lake?
Yeah, you named it there, John. It was a downburst.
I spoke with the folks at the National Weather Service office earlier today. They tell me that based on their on-site survey of the damage, as well as what was measured by Doppler radar, they're estimating that winds around 90 to as much as 100 miles per hour occurred from southwestern Walworth County from around Sharon northeastward toward Darien, Delavan Lake, Geneva Lake, and Lake Como. And the winds were caused by a downburst. And this is when a column of air rushes rapidly downward out of the bottom of a thunderstorm and slams into the ground, then spreads out in all directions. The winds move outward in straight lines from that central point, as opposed to rotating winds that come out of tornadoes.
So there were 3 missing children. They all had their life jackets on, Craig, 10, 7, and 6, and they were recovered. You think that if they have a life jacket, you're safe, but there's a lot more to keeping an eye on the weather with this story.
Yeah, I've been just sick about it since I heard about the outcome there. This was all caused by, again, this rapidly descending air. Air is rushing upward and downward in thunderstorms all the time. But what caused the intense downburst and the intense winds in the storm on Friday were 2 things. First of all, the extremely heavy rain and hail that was literally dragging and pushing air downward as it fell. But more than that, when this heavy rain and hail, it fell through an unusually dry layer of air that was found between the cumulonimbus thunderstorm clouds up in the sky and us down here in the ground. And that layer of unusually dry air is significant for this reason. When the air, the rain and the hail fell through it, they evaporated. A lot of rain evaporated, and in the case of the hail, it melted in a very, very short amount of time. And those processes pull warmth from the air, and essentially it cools the air. And what do we know about cool air? Well, it's heavier, it's more dense than warm air. So that caused this rapidly cooling air to descend at an incredibly fast rate and ultimately led to those 90 to 100 mile an hour wind gusts after that air slammed into the ground and then pushed outward.
I mean, 100 miles an hour in a downburst, that's like the strength of a small tornado, isn't it?
Yeah, it exactly is. And that's why you've heard me say it, John and Julia, I've said it many times, that severe thunderstorm warnings that warn for this kind of weather are notable. They're significant. There's something to be paid attention to. We don't just get damage from thunderstorms and thunderstorm winds only when a tornado is occurring. We can get damage and unfortunately worse from thunderstorms when severe thunderstorm warnings are issued. And unfortunately, that's what happened Friday.
Good perspective, good explanation. Meteorologist Craig Copleen, we appreciate it, Craig. Thank you so much.
You bet.
It's 4:13 at WTMJ. What a crazy weekend it was on Milwaukee streets between chases and fireworks and police officers getting injured. Is it a precursor to when the weather gets consistently hotter in the next couple of months? Steve Peterson, law enforcement consultant, is with us up next on WTMJ.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
All right, an incredible trip coming up here in October. Chance for you to hang out with other WTMJ listeners. I helped craft this trip. It's absolutely incredible itinerary. It's Croatia and its islands. Let me tell you about it. 7-night private yacht cruise through Croatia's islands, picturesque Slovenia. It's the history, the fairy tale towns, the world's largest cave castle perched on a rocky cliff for more than 800 years. It's with Colette. Colette is the best in the business, best hotels. They arrange the airfare, tour guides that literally are the best in the world. It's very easy to have a great time. Sun-soaked coastal towns, leisurely cruising along the dramatic Dalmatian coastline. It's going to be full of history and time to relax. If you'd like more information, two things. Text Croatia to 855-616-1620, Croatia, that's CROTIA, or send me an email, john@WTMJ.com. john@WTMJ.com. I'll get you information on the October trip to Croatia and Slovenia.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. You know, it's been more than 3 years since we got our garage door from J.D. Griffiths, and it still looks brand new. I'm telling you, it's quiet, it's smooth, and honestly, I didn't realize how much of a difference a quality door would make until we upgraded. J.D. Griffiths, they've been doing it for decades. They're local, trusted, and they handle everything. Try the website, jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ. Schedule your free consultation from J.D. Griffiths.
We're sponsored by Marty's Pizza. Check out Marty's Pizza in Delafield.
Remember, Marty's Pizza.
Right off I-94 and Highway 83 in Delafield.
Traffic and weather, Debbie Lazaga. Hi, Deb.
Hey there, southbound on 41. Gotta tell you, we've got big delays from Good Hope Road pretty much all the way down through to Capitol Drive. Once you get past that, you're good to go all the way down till just before the Hale where it starts to tighten up a bit. Northbound on 41, you've got backups from North Avenue up past Burleigh. Southbound 43, still heavy from just before Good Hope Road to Bender, and then back on the brakes from Capitol Drive all the way to the KK River crossing. Other than that, eastbound 94, a little bit tight from Hawley Road to about 35th, westbound from just west of 27th Street to Hawley Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 64. Tomorrow, sunny, warm, a high of 84. On Wednesday, warm and more humid, a high of 88. Thursday, storms are likely, a high of 85. Friday, slight chance for rain, a high of 78 degrees. What a weekend it was in Milwaukee. A lot happening with our brave men and women that serve our city and protect the rest of us. An 18-year-old hit a Milwaukee police officer with his car on Milwaukee's busy Water Street area. Officers then shot and injured that suspect after he fled after trying to apparently kill one of our police officers. In a separate incident, fireworks were going off near Brady Street when a female Milwaukee police officer, by the way, the officer who got ran over practically was also female, was hurt by a firework. It was a private illegal firework, and she was injured.
Oh, what the? Officer down!
That officer ended up laying in a parking lot, grabbing her face, in obvious pain, had to be helped away from the scene. We don't have an update on her condition, but clearly suffered some sort of injury. Let's bring in our friend. He is Steve Peterson, former Waukesha County Sheriff's Deputy and detective and a law enforcement consultant who still works in the field. Steve, thank you so much for being with us.
You bet, guys. Good afternoon.
I guess I want to start with the firework incident that Julia just played for us there because it's so unusual. I think we all, sadly now, have gotten used to that sometimes our police officers are going to get shot at. I can't believe I even just said that.
Mm-hmm.
Or that sadly sometimes a reckless driver may injure them. But this firework incident where they are responding to illegal fireworks and people's property and lives in danger, and one goes off and injures one of our police officers.
In the 24-hour Walgreens parking lot on Brady Street.
Yeah.
Steve, take us inside the life of a police officer on a busy, crazy weekend where it's chaotic and it's late and it's the middle of the night and they're just trying to protect the rest of us.
Yeah, well, Water Street and Brady Street, we know, especially during the summer months, people are going to be out. They're going to be out there at the establishments, having a good time, enjoying the hot weather. But it's nice. It's summertime, in southeastern Wisconsin here, which is real short. So ideally, the purpose of all those police officers in those areas is to be assistance to the public, helping with directions, helping if someone is in distress. And it seems like it's getting to be more the exception, or more the norm, I should say, than the exception of violent and attacks on law enforcement officers in areas that, are generally supposed to be fun-filled events. And clearly that officer that was responding to something, I don't know if it was a direct result of these fireworks, but you could see her running. So she had a sense of purpose that she was going to some sort of danger, I would imagine. And then again, here are these knuckleheads, just no regard for public safety, let alone law enforcement safety, and discharging these types of fireworks, which we all know, we've been doing this a long time, you and I. Fireworks are dangerous if they're not handled properly.
I guess the one thing I was heartened by was in the footage that you see, many people came to the aid of the officer.
Yes.
She was surrounded almost immediately. People were trying to help. They were calling for help. They were trying to help her. If you're a police officer in this situation, this also happens with officer-involved shootings. Steve, how do you balance between going to the aid of your fallen comrade with keeping your head on a swivel and make sure other members of the public aren't in danger?
Yeah, exactly. And, many times we have a fallen comrade, but many times if the situation is still unfolding and it's dangerous and it's a potential harm to the public, we have to go to that first. We have to serve and protect the public, and then come back and tend to our wounded or our own. And it's a tough balance in the summertime. Again, not uncommon. Even out in Waukesha County, the weekend population with all the lakes and everything going on probably doubles or triples, and law enforcement takes all of this into consideration. But one of the things that's just hard, at least for me, to wrap my arms around is just this more routine assaults and willing to engage police officers in violent encounters. It's like you said at the beginning, it seems to be almost an everyday thing, which is really, really disturbing.
Exactly. And the other female officer was hurt. That was at Nap and Water at about 2:15 in the morning on the 4th of July. The 18-year-old driver was armed and found later. And we're talking about 2-3 times the population of what it should be in the city or in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Should there be more people, more armed forces on the road? I mean, should there be more men in blue and women in blue during those nights?
Well, the quick answer to that, Juliet, is yes, of course. But that comes at a cost to taxpayers, and these law enforcement agencies have to plan and allocate all of their assets and all their resources to areas where they think they will be needed the most, and it's a tough game to do. But certainly, I would certainly get on the bandwagon in this type of day, as there's always strength in numbers, and more police would certainly be the easy fix. But from a financial standpoint, probably a very heavy lift. And one thing I just wanted to add too, in both these incidents with these knuckleheads that are out there, I would bet a month's pension that not any of them are bringing $1 in any of those businesses, either on Water Street or Brady Street. They're just going there to hang out, to cause problems, and they think that that's okay.
Steve, really quickly, we've got less than a minute. I was struck by how young all the officers were, especially in the shooting. They were all in their 20s. The woman who got hurt was on the job 1 year, mid-20s.
Yep.
How much harder is it to recruit new officers than it was 20 years ago?
Well, I think it is. I mean, there's certainly what's the word I'm looking for? The distractions of what young folks see as far as these attacks on officers. But at the end of the day, I think that there still is a very large component of folks that want to step up and serve their country, serve their community, and we're fortunate that it takes some work, but I think the law enforcement agencies are pretty much able to fill those vacancies. It's not easy, but there's still good people out there stepping up to serve.
Former Waukesha County Sheriff's Detective Steve Peterson. Steve, thank you so much.
You bet, guys. See ya.
424 WTMJ. Good day for the markets. Great start to the week. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The NASDAQ was up 289 points. That's more than 1%. The Dow was up 156. That's about 1/3%. The S&P 500 on the day climbed 54 points. That is 0.75%. Financial planning at every level. Know the difference with Annex.
If you missed this,
Big-time soccer player making big-time news halfway around the world.
Esmir, Appleton, Wisconsin born. And with a chance to make history, Esmir stands at the dot.
Bogdanovic scores!
Or this.
Damn, that was a lot of meat mugging.
It was a lot. There was a lot going on there. Baseball people were paranoid about trying to get added grip to the baseball. The Blue Jays were taking exception. Trevor was trying to say, I don't need that to strike you out, and he ultimately did, and he let them know about it.
Catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News Podcast wherever you stream. Sponsored by Diversified Wealth Strategies.
Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin, top doctors in the area, highest patient satisfaction ratings, and surgery is not the first option. You maybe have a knee, an ankle, a hip, a shoulder that's not doing so great. Check out my friends at Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Best imaging, like MRIs and CTs. Best physical therapists. That's what they're going to try first. And then if you need surgeon, the doctors are top tier. Start with the website, ohow.com. OHOW.com. Request an appointment. Start your journey to feeling better with the teams I trust at Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.
They say 80% of success is showing up. At Brookfield Academy, we know that's true. To benefit from exceptional teachers, great friendships, athletics, clubs, and opportunities that prepare them for life, students need to get there. That's why Brookfield Academy is looking for a part-time CDL bus driver. Just a few hours a day, competitive pay, respectful students, and the chance to make a difference that lasts far beyond the ride. Small route, big difference. Learn more and apply today at brookfieldacademy.org/employment.
I'm with Eric, Director of Research for Good Karma Brands. They have business technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Eric, what does partner mean to you?
Partner isn't just out for them. The partner cares about how we solve our problems, and it can be a mutually beneficial relationship from there on.
And I understand throughout the more than 15-year partnership between Good Karma Brands and James Imaging Systems, you have shared many core values.
Absolutely. Work hard, be honest, over-deliver, follow through, listen, teamwork.
Eric, summarize your overall business technology partnership with James Imaging Systems for me.
Outstanding. As we've grown tremendously and you guys have still been able to meet our needs each step of our growth, that's huge.
AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Turnover. It's costly, it's frustrating, it's a silent profit killer. Vince Vitrano here for Go Trago Assessment Solutions. Go Trago helps you hire the right people the first time, reducing turnover, cutting hiring costs, and improving sales. Trago TPS predictive assessments identify top performers before they're on your payroll. Auto dealers nationwide are using Trago to operate with turnover rates more than 200% lower than the industry average. Visit GoTrago.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Griffin Ford in Waukesha. Hey, if you've been thinking about a new vehicle, now's the time to take a serious look at Griffin Ford's Ford American Value for American Values employee pricing event. This is great. For a limited time, you pay what employees pay. That's right, employee pricing on a huge selection of new Ford vehicles. Right now, they have 50-plus all-wheel drive Ford Explorers in stock starting at $38,978. How about the 2026 Ford Bronco Sport all-wheel drive? More than 20 in stock starting at $28,995. And Escape owners get an additional $1,000 off. But what really sets Griffin Ford apart is inventory. Griffin Ford is one of the largest selections of new Ford vehicles anywhere in Wisconsin. That means you're not spending hours searching dealer to dealer or settling for something close to what you wanted. You can choose the color, trim, level, and features that fit your style. It's Griffin Ford in Waukesha. I buy my cars at Griffin. You can also do it online at griffinford.com.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors
contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling, trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
Point taken with Scafidi and Bride.
There's a lot of blending in the World Cup, including a lot of the top guys on the U.S. team right now who could be playing for someone else but are choosing to play for the U.S. and get to play for the U.S. But a lot of it is because of immigration.
Beyond the political filter of the reality of the world we live in, this is real life. We are all immigrants for the most part.
Weekdays from 10 to noon on WTMJ. And check out the weekly newsletter, Extra Points, by texting EXTRA to the talk and text line.
Traffic is sponsored by Mission 94 Firearms Education Center, centered in safety, anchored in history, designed for discovery.
From those with no experience to firearms enthusiasts, all are welcome at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. Learn the right way to handle firearms. Just Google Mission 94.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, 2 female Milwaukee officers injured.
I'm Julia Fellow. The price tag increases for renovating Milwaukee's aging courthouse. You won't believe it.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We're starting to see a little bit more of a heavy ride on southbound 894 from about Beloit Road down through the Hale onto 894 eastbound. So keep that in mind if you're going to be heading through there. Southbound 43, still heavy south of Brown Deer Road to Bender Road. Back on the brakes from Capitol Drive all the way down to the KK River crossing. On the northbound side, just a couple pockets of heavy traffic just going through the Marquette, but nothing huge through there. Westbound 94, you got backups from 27th Street to Hawley Road. Then again, right past Moreland Road to Calhoun. Eastbound's backing up just east of Highway F all the way to Brookfield Road. And again, from about 76th Street all the way to 35th. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Skies are clear tonight, a low of 64. Tomorrow, sunny and warm, a high of 84. Right now in Milwaukee, it is currently 72 degrees and sunny.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, 2 police officers are recovering after being injured in separate incidents in downtown Milwaukee over the holiday weekend.
Give her some space. Give her some space. Give her some space.
Video on social media shows one officer who appears to be hit in the face after an illegal firework exploded near Brady Street early Sunday morning. Her condition is unknown, and police are still trying to find who shot off the firework. Hours later, another officer was struck by a fleeing vehicle near Water and Knapp after officers responded to reports of gunfire. Police later found the 18-year-old man, his car, and 2 guns near Fond du Lac and Walnut. The man was hit during the exchange of gunfire with police and was arrested. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Green Bay Packers running back Josh Jacobs remains under investigation following his arrest in May on allegations of domestic violence. The Brown County District Attorney's Office telling WTMJ's Vince Vitrano.
We now have that promise from the District Attorney that while the case for now remains under investigation, there will be a public acknowledgement of its conclusion, either with charges being filed or an announcement of some kind that they are not going to be filed.
Jacobs was released without charges after spending 1 night in jail. He is expected to report to training camp later this month unless new developments emerge.
3 children drowned in Geneva Lake after a sudden storm swept through Walworth County. The National Weather Service now confirming winds peaked at about 100 miles per hour. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen explains to Wisconsin's Afternoon News that the winds were caused by a downburst.
When a column of air rushes rapidly downward out of the bottom of a thunderstorm and slams into the ground, then spreads out in all directions, the winds move outward in straight lines from that central point, as opposed to rotating winds that come out of tornadoes.
The winds caused the boat, the children, and 7 others who were in it to take on water, capsize, and the boat sank.
A teen from Madison is in custody, accused of having a weapon with a machine gun conversion device. That's according to Madison police. After they conducted a search of his apartment last week, investigators believe it belongs to a 17-year-old. He's also a suspect charged in the 2025 armed robbery and shooting death of an 18-year-old from Beaver Dam. He was out on bond when Madison police arrested him last Thursday.
Paul Pelosi, husband of former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, could face hit-and-run charges after a car crash in Northern California. News Nation's Alex Capriello.
The sheriff's department in Napa County says Pelosi hit a parked Tesla on Saturday and then drove off. They say Pelosi admitted to hitting something, but he didn't know what it was. So what did he do? He just left. Authorities say alcohol was not a factor here, but they've referred the 86-year-old to the DMV for an evaluation, which is normal for drivers his age.
The case now heads to prosecutors. They'll be the ones to decide whether or not to file charges.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Bucks make it official, trading Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis to the Heat. For Giannis, he believes he gave it his all, just like the people of Milwaukee.
I hope that I was able to represent them the best that I could. And I was like them. I showed up to work, did everything that I was willing to do, all the dirty work, just like them.
The Bucks also officially signed first-round draft picks Braden Burries and Nate Ament, signed Marquette alum Cam Jones to a two-way contract. Wisconsin's new athletic director is laying out his vision for Badgers athletics. Sean Eichhorst tells ESPN's Wisconsin's Wilde and Tausch his top priority, supporting coaches and student athletes while building a winning culture.
It's all about our kids. And then you got to take care of our head coaches. Those are the key. That's the tip of the spear. And if we're focused on those things, then anything is possible.
Eichhorst is a Wisconsin native and spent half a dozen years in the Badgers athletic department under Barry Alvarez. And the Brewers start a 5-game series against the Cardinals in St. Louis. They start the night 6 games ahead of the Cubs at the top of the NL Central. Our coverage starts at 6:10 right here on WTMJ.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 4:36.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation, and it definitely shouldn't feel like a game. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin believes in straightforward pricing, honest conversations, and helping homeowners find the right fit for their home. Because a fair final price matters more than some flashy discount. Pella never inflates pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. And when you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, one trusted team handles everything from start to finish. The same company that manufactures your windows and doors is also the one selling, installing, and servicing them with Pella certified installers every step of the way. That means confidence in the process, confidence in the product, and one team standing behind the work from beginning to end. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
I think that was a goal.
Was that a goal? I don't know.
Oh, my God, that's so good. It's still going in the background. He, went in for another one.
It's adorable.
It's incredible. Okay, so here's the update. You've maybe heard some of this, and some of this is new information. Donald Trump just now holding a press conference where he says, the guy in the U.S. that got the red card, Balogun, that was a horrible call. It was terrible. I did call the president of FIFA. He said, I didn't twist his arm. I just asked him to explain the call. And then FIFA did something they had never done. They reversed the red card.
Since the 1960s.
Yeah. So our guy is playing tonight. The rest of the world is not very happy about it, especially Belgium. They're whining and crying about it. Are you going to watch the game tonight?
Yes, I will.
It's at 7 o'clock.
Is it on Peacock again?
No, it's on Fox.
Okay, thank goodness.
Julia, they've all been on Fox.
I've been watching on Peacock.
They're all on Fox. You can watch them on Fox.
And all I've been seeing is in Espanol.
Oh, my gosh. So you've been really getting bilingual with it.
And I don't speak Spanish. It's driving me nuts.
No,
okay.
It's on Fox. It's
all
on
right.
regular Fox, Fox 6 at 7 o'clock. It'll be all done by 9. I was telling you, one of the things I really like is that there aren't all these timeouts. The teams don't get timeouts.
Okay.
They don't. So the games are always the same length. The only exception is if it goes to extra time. But they're the same length, basically. They're within 5 minutes. You know how baseball games are anywhere between 2 hours and like 3.5 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Soccer games are always within like 10 minutes of the same time.
Do you find it weird the way that they're shooting it too? That it's not going to the fans as much, and
Yeah, so that's interesting. You know, what they've done, FIFA is a very controlling group, and so the video feeds that we're all watching at home, if you're watching the game in the United States or you're watching the game in Africa or England, you're seeing the exact same pictures. So we're spoiled because usually, let's take another big international competition, the Olympics. NBC sends their own crews there. So we see pictures of American fans, American families, our guys and gals unclipping their skis because we have crews there shooting the American angle. What we're seeing here,
the entire game, I only saw one fan in the stands.
I
That's the
know.
only time they cut to a fan once.
it's weird. And they don't show replays like we do in as timely a fashion as we're used to. So yeah, it's like an international feed being seen around the world.
Can you tell me about the David Beckham commercials?
Oh my gosh.
What's going on with that?
So I was saying there aren't many commercials, but when there are, they all have David Beckham in them. So there was a commercial break in the last game. It was last night, the Mexico-England game. There were 5 commercials in the break. 3 of them had David Beckham starring in them.
Stop.
So like you did a commercial with Home Depot, and here's David Beckham like sawing wood and planting plants. Yeah, right. And so Beckham's in the commercial. Then they did like a 30-second Coke commercial. Then the next commercial was a computer system, and David Beckham did it. Then they did like a Arby's commercial. And then the third commercial was Beckham again. It's like Beckham.
Did he do a good job?
He's a terrible actor. He might be a good soccer player. Awful. Put his wife in there.
Did he
Let
take
her
his
get
shirt
in
off?
some
Did
of
he
the
take his shirt off?
Julia, no.
Why?
But he did have a tight white T-shirt on. All the tats were
going right-
raging. You could see the tats.
Yep, right into the female audience.
That's
they know
true.
exactly what they're doing.
You're right about that.
I'll be watching.
Tight shirts and him planting flowers, that played right into your sweet spot.
He went to Arby's?
No, the Arby's was one of the only commercials he wasn't in. I guess but like you, a casual fan, you couldn't name a lot of international soccer players, but to your point, you know David Beckham, so
Yes,
it
I
makes
do.
sense.
Ronaldo and Messi. That's the only ones I
Yeah,
know.
very good. Yeah.
That's
Messi's in a lot too, by the way. So here's the other weird thing they do in these
Oh.
commercials. They have the soccer player like Messi, and he's wearing a jersey. He'll be wearing he can't wear his Argentina jersey. So he wears a jersey like for James Imaging Systems. Or he wears a jersey like for Burger King. It's so dumb looking. Here's Messi, and he's got like a jersey on with a Burger King insignia on it.
Was
I'm
Ronaldo
ready.
on any?
Who?
Christian Ronaldo?
No.
Why are you looking at
Because
me
the
like
next
that?
thing you were going to ask was, and did he have his shirt on?
Well, okay. He does pluck his eyebrows a little too much, Ronaldo. That's it.
Well,
That's all.
he is very put together.
Very neat. Yes.
And he's out. The United States might have faced him in the next round if the United States wins, but Ronaldo's team just lost. So it will be Spain if the United States goes on. So 7 o'clock tonight, get out your red, white, and blue. Get your flag out. Cheer for our boys. It is 4:43 at WTMJ.
You take pride in your Milwaukee area home. So why let it disappear when the sun goes down? At Blingle Premier Lighting, they create breathtaking landscape lighting that transforms your home into the showpiece of the neighborhood. Elegant uplighting, softly illuminated walkways, architectural lighting that highlights the beauty you've already invested in. Landscape lighting doesn't just make your home look incredible. It adds curb appeal, increases perceived value, improves safety, and creates an experience you enjoy every single night. In fact, it's the one thing homeowners never realize they want until they have it. And once they do, they can't imagine living without it. From luxury landscape lighting to permanent holiday lighting and patio lighting, Blingle designs custom systems built specifically for your home. No hassle, no stress, just a home that looks absolutely stunning after dark. See us at blingle.com/MKE. Blingle Premier Lighting. Your home will never look this beautiful. That's blingle.com/MKE.
Hey, John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. Annex knows how important it is to work with an advisor who understands the community you live in. Annex Wealth Management is local, independent, and committed to Southeast Wisconsin. Their investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning teams are based right here. Is your advisor a fiduciary, placing your interests ahead of their own, like Annex does? Do they have the same local tax knowledge when strategy and timing can be critical, especially when new opportunities are introduced? Are they able to guide you in organizing an estate plan that honors your wishes and takes some of the burden off your family? If you're not getting the communication and service you want, Annex can help. It's coordinated expertise, in-house, attorneys, all sorts of specialists working together to help you adjust as the market shifts. It's a full holistic approach to your portfolio. I know I've been with Annex for a very long time. Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. Feel only fiduciary all the time. Local in your neighborhood. Go to annexwealth.com. Know the difference with Annex.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
They call it baseball heaven.
Here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
Well, the crew is coming to test the faithful.
The 1-1. And a fly ball to center. Hit well. Friedel back at the track, at the wall. Joey goes deep. A two-run shot.
The Brewers land in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:10. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Traffic is sponsored by the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association, supporting communities and residents through advocacy, education, and service. Where you live matters. Get the answers you and your family need about assisted living in Wisconsin. Start with clear, trusted guidance by visiting whereyouLiveMatters.org today.
446, traffic and then weather. Debbie Lazaga headed to Alaska in a couple days.
Yes, exactly.
Is that Disney?
It's gonna be fun. Yes, it is.
How
Disney
fun.
cruise
How
that
fun.
we're going to head up to.
You won't be
So,
thinking
yeah.
about the roads very soon.
Well, yeah. But here's what we got going on down in our neck of the woods. We've got eastbound 94 at Mitchell Boulevard. Got the right shoulder blocked with a crash. So that is going to be affecting your ride. You are definitely seeing delays from about 70th Street all the way to 35th. Westbound's backed up from 35th Street to about Hawley Road. Got some backups as well heading through on eastbound 94 from about Highway F past Barker Road as well. Southbound 43, watch for the backups from Capitol Drive. They're pretty hefty all the way down past the KK River crossing. You're back on the brakes basically between Oklahoma Avenue and Howard Avenue. Southbound on the bypass, we've got delays from Oklahoma Avenue down and around the Hale interchange to about 60th Street. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Clear skies, a low of 64 tonight. Sunny and warm tomorrow, a high of 84. Very warm and humid for your Wednesday, a high of 88. Thursday, rain and storms likely. Warm and humid, a high of 85. Friday, cloudy throughout the day. A slight chance of thunderstorms, a high of 78 degrees. Right now, Milwaukee, it is currently sunny and 73 degrees.
Our forecast brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, your local experts for roofing, siding, and window projects. Hey, let's bring in our friend Rose Gray, Fox World Travel. You can hear her here on the radio Saturdays at 9 a.m. I always check it out. Rose, thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, my pleasure. I love coming here.
I love this topic because it's nice and warm and beautiful here, but I love thinking about winter because I love to get away during the winter. And
Do
Apple
you ever?
Vacations, I know, Julie. Apple Vacations does it right out of our neck of the woods. Before you tell us about a really big thing that they have coming up in a couple of days, can you just talk about the options available if you're a warm weather hunter out of our airport?
For sure. This never ceases to amaze me. Apple Vacations has what we call now exclusive nonstop vacation flights, but we used to call them charters, right?
Yeah.
So they charter aircraft. This year it's Sun Country and Global X. But they charter flights out of Philadelphia, Denver, Cleveland, Cincinnati, St. Louis, Kansas City, and Chicago and Milwaukee, to name a few. Milwaukee has the most options and has what we call in the industry the most lift of any of those cities.
That's
Isn't
amazing.
That incredible? So on any given day, so let's start with the 23rd of January. So they've got a lot going on in December and January. But starting with January, you can go to Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Punta Cana, Jamaica, and Cabo San Lucas, all out of Milwaukee.
Direct.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, so nonstop flights. Now Cabo has the fewest. That's Cabo and Puerto Vallarta. They
Okay.
go Sundays and Fridays. But Cancun, you can go every day of the week. Milwaukee
Wow.
fills a 737 of some sort. It's probably an 800 series, 190 passengers
Yep.
approximately daily. And Punta Cana is second. They go 5 times a week.
That's amazing. So I've always wanted to do this, Rose. So if you take an Apple vacation, I love the idea. First off, there's something cool about being on an airplane where you're all going somewhere warm on vacation. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is the resort included on an Apple vacation? Tell me what the experience is like.
Yeah, so we bundle this for you.
Okay.
And you've heard about bundling and insurance and other things, but in the travel industry, Apple Vacations, which basically took over FunJet Vacations. We in Milwaukee remember FunJet, the Lamakia family, who wouldn't remember them. So they took over that. And so they bundle this into a resort, usually an all-inclusive resort, but it doesn't have to be an all-inclusive resort, and transfers, and then we can add other things on it like your insurance, and we can prepay your bags, and you can book some excursions and all of that kind of thing, and your flights. So your flights, your hotel, your transfers, and then a few other ancillary things we can add.
Once I get there and I want to add an extra excursion or two, can I do that?
Oh, absolutely. And we always tell everybody, go through your reputable Apple Vacation representative at the resort. I can't tell you how many people are selling stuff on the beach. You know nothing about these people. You don't know about their equipment. You don't know if they're bonded. You don't have any recourse if things go awry. Whereas if you book it on property with your Apple Vacation representative, you've got some recourse.
I hear that there's someone at 620 that might be going to.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, he's got. Oh, I can't.
Cabo?
Somewhere
in Mexico.
Somewhere in Mexico, and we're like this close to announcing it. So,
Oh, all right.
Yep.
So look forward to that. You'll be
Yep.
hearing about that on the radio station coming up here not too long.
right. But what's really the big deal is we have had for over 30 years this gigantic sale with Apple Vacations every mid-July. And I know you're not thinking about warm weather. I know you're not. But this is the time to secure your spot. And it's just a deposit. A small deposit holds your space, and then you can get on about your business, because we all know March 28th is Easter in 2027. So that means 2 weeks of March are going to be the spring break. And if you are in the school system, you have kids that are too old to take out, to take out of school, you don't want to take them out of school, whatever it might be. We know those weeks are just going to be absolutely, well, I looked, Cancun is literally sold out.
Oh, yeah, and the flights are going to
Yeah.
get more and more expensive.
Wow.
So why not lock in what Julia said? Why not lock in your price, lock in your dates, get that all taken care of, pay your deposit, and then get on about your summer and don't even think about it till the leaves start to fall.
And is it a sale right now? Are there good deals right now?
Yep, starting the 9th. I had to
Okay.
check with marketing if I'm even allowed to say this. So
Okay.
Fox has had an exclusive agreement with them for 30 plus years. They do more sales over these next 2 weeks than anybody else in the entire nation. So
That's amazing.
It is, and it's Fox. You think little old Fox out of little old Oshkosh, Wisconsin. So you can get this information by going to our website, but you can also get on the list. If you go to our website, there's a place that says "Get on the list." Tell us what you want, how many people are traveling, what you're looking for. Give us some ages, give us some ideas, and then we'll even reach out to you before the 9th. And I understand it's already the 6th to get you ready to go. So on the 9th, when it becomes available, bam, we can do it.
What do you like best about the all-inclusive sort of resort?
Just the no-brainer. And, back in the day, all-inclusive had a very bad rep because it was steam table food, and I've seen this meal many times, I don't want to. Then there were lines to get in to get your reservations at the a la carte restaurants and all that kind of thing. And there are still some like that, do not get me wrong, but those are entry-level budget-type properties. And that's why you work with a travel professional. Look, everybody's going to have all kinds of opinions. Do you want a family resort? Do you want an adults-only resort? Is beach really critical for you? Is pool more important to you? What kind of excursions are you looking for? How many excursions? Is food important? Is all the drinks you can possibly consume important to you? Those are the things, those are questions we get and we can answer.
All right, I want to show you something.
Yes.
And if you text CROWN to 855-616-1620, what do you see, John?
I got to put my glasses on. I see Harry and Meghan.
That's Prince Harry and Meghan. So
Yes.
I just moved. You can also see if you text WATCH to
Oh, is that in your
855-616-1620. Yeah, and so
do you have like a shrine to the royal
I do.
family?
I have a whole box for the royals, and I put it on the very top. And what Megan wore on Instagram, I now have more than almost 30,000 views of this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talking about the Fox travel event.
So this is relevant because Julia's got a really cool trip coming up.
So this is their English tea. This was
Nice.
their engagement. So when Charles and Diana got engaged, they have plates and tea. So I made sure to save this. It'd be worth something
Tell us
someday.
about your trip. Tell us about your trip.
The Royal Crown Experience. It is happening next August of next year.
So you have a year.
You have
But
a full
now
year.
space is starting to sell again. And we have a big event coming up in Oshkosh where we're going to get more interest in this. So again, lock in your spot. It's just a deposit.
The first 3 nights we're going to be in London. Okay, John?
I love London.
I know. We're going to have high tea. We're going to
Nice.
see Buckingham Palace.
Fun.
We're going to see the crown jewels. We're going to Harrods. Now,
That's
I'm a
an
huge
experience.
shopper. I know things based on where I navigate myself based upon malls. Now I'm doing it based upon Ace Hardwares and Home Depots for the first time. But now I'm going to be able to, oh my gosh, this is just so
Based
much
on
fun.
Harrods.
Based on Harrods.
And you
Yeah.
can get a map up now. You can start planning out your trip to Harrods so you don't waste time.
Ooh.
And on this trip, it's going to be Rose and Julia.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
and my
amazing.
husband Jason.
Yes.
I'm so jealous.
Jason is so excited. And then we're going to be going all throughout England to Windsor. That's where Harry and Meghan got married.
Do you guys see Stonehenge?
Yep,
Stratford
exactly.
upon Avon.
So a lot of royalness, but a lot of with some free time on it as well. We always incorporate some free
Yep.
time because everybody doesn't want to be stuck to each other for the whole entire time.
Yes.
So lots going on. So check out Julia's Instagram page because it's on there for sure.
And you can
It's
also
on
text
our website.
Yeah, you can also text Crown.
Oh, that's easy.
Crown to 855-616-1620. Crown to 855-616-1620. Come with Rose, my husband, Jason. John, can you come?
I wish I could because
I
it's
bet
going to
it
be a great
conflicts.
trip.
You gotta hold.
Yeah,
you gotta hold down the.
The boss might have a little
Somebody-
problem.
You gotta hold down the fort for us.
Somebody's got to talk into the microphone.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so 2 things you should do. Text the word crown. This is the easiest way. Text the word crown and write to your phone. You get all the information, the beautiful pictures, all that to 855-616-1620. Text the word crown. And the sale that Rose was talking about, go to the Fox
World
website.
Travel website because you'll see it. And if you hit vacation, it's all over that because we're partnering this year with Royal Caribbean. We've never had a cruise company partner with this sale before. And so
Ooh.
we're really, really broadening your horizons.
That is really cool. 2 amazing trips. Text the word crown to 855-616-1620 and check out the incredible sale because Milwaukee does it big time. Coming up in 2 days at the Fox World Travel website. Rose Gray, hear her Saturdays at 9 o'clock on WTMJ. Thank you, Rose. It is 4:57 at WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Many of us struggle to lose weight. I use Milwaukee Weight Loss to lose the weight I've wanted to lose for a long time. And the great thing is I've kept it off now for over a year. Lost 45 pounds last year, another almost 10 pounds this year with the goal of losing maybe 10 more. For a limited time, get $200 off of their summer special. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. I can do it. You can do it. We can all do it. Let's lose weight together. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Hey, is your son or daughter or grandchild's birthday coming up soon? I've got a great idea. Hosting a birthday party is a lot of work. You don't need to cook and organize, then clean the house. How about having your party at the amazing Mind Chef restaurant in Hartford, the area's most affordable birthday party destination? Your party room is free with a world-class game room with over 70 games, including the easiest ones for your little ones. The pizza party packages are super affordable and include free game room credits. Whether your birthday party is for 10 or 50, the Mind Chef will host your party or your business event. It'll be the best and easiest birthday party ever. Your kids and grandkids will love you more than ever. They even have your cake there. I recommend the Mind Chef restaurant for that next birthday party or a really fun interactive business gathering. Can you see Kathy from accounting playing skee ball at the Mine Shaft? That's going to be great. Reservations are required 2 days in advance. Google the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford. Click on party planning for all the details. Birthdays are easy at the amazing Mine Shaft.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
They call it baseball heaven.
Here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
Well, the crew is coming to test the faithful.
The 1-1. And a fly ball to center, hit well. Friedel back at the track, at the wall. Joey goes deep. A two-run shot.
The Brewers land in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:10. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, more details into the tragedy on Geneva Lake.
I'm Julia Fellow. Is there enough evidence for a murder trial to go forward?
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and we do have a couple of issues. Westbound 94, right about at Highway 175 or in the Stadium interchange. We do have a crash. It is off on the right shoulder, so heads up with that. Delays coming in from about 30th Street all the way through to Hawley Road. More backups as you continue crossing over the county line all the way to Sunny Slope and then from Moreland Road to about Calhoun. One more heavy spot west of Barker Road all the way to Highway F. On the eastbound side, right at Highway F, the two left lanes are blocked with a crash, so we're definitely seeing backups from 164 past that scene, and then you're back on the brakes with another crash in the Stadium right about at Mitchell Boulevard. Your delays start before Hawley Road all the way through to about 35th. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Clear skies tonight, a low of 64. Tomorrow, sunny and warm, a high of 84. Right now, Milwaukee, it's 73 degrees and sunny.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, new details after a sudden storm swept through Walworth County, killing 3 children in a boating accident on Geneva Lake. The kids, all under the age of 12, were among 10 people on a private boat last Friday. All were wearing life jackets. Investigators say the boat's operator turned the boat directly into the wind and was hit by 2 large waves. That caused the boat to take on water, eventually rolling and causing all 10 people to fall into the water. The boat sank. 6 adults and a 12-year-old were rescued. Divers found the other 3 children and got them to the surface, but they all died at the hospital.
Prosecutors have been presenting evidence all day against the man accused of killing conservative political activist Charlie Kirk. News Nation's Brian Enton says some of the evidence has been too graphic for Kirk's widow, Erica, to see in court.
And it's sort of intense during these moments where they're playing the videos, because even though you can't see the videos in the courtroom, they're just on the judge's monitor, you can see the judge's facial reactions to the videos. And there was one point where it almost looked like the judge even sort of gasped. In a way, it's almost more dramatic and intense not seeing them, but just seeing his reactions as he watches them. And again, it was obviously just too much for Erica Kirk because she decided that she was going to leave the courtroom.
The judge will decide if there's enough evidence to send Tyler Robinson to trial for murder.
Newly released records reveal growing tensions between former Universities of Wisconsin System President Jay Rothman and the Board of Regents before his firing.
Emails and text messages obtained by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel show regents questioned Rothman's leadership on issues ranging from artificial intelligence to the board's role in decision-making. The records also show the board eventually asked Rothman to resign, but he refused and challenged members to fire him. The Board of Regents ultimately voted to remove Rothman earlier this year. The board is in the process of searching for a new system president. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
A proposed data processing facility is now off the table for the former Walmart site at Midtown Center. Alderman Mark Chambers says the developer has agreed to remove the plans for a data processing and computational research facility. There was pushback from the public. It caused the city's plan commission to postpone a vote. The developer has also proposed creating a self-storage facility and a branch of the Milwaukee Public Library on that vacant lot. 200 affordable apartment units for the parking lot area as well. The location at 60th and Hope has been vacant since 2016.
Coming up, Giannis might be headed to Miami, but he says he'll always be part of Milwaukee.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:04.
Welcome to the Knowledge Brokers weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. It's sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today is Jeff Salazinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations.
Thank you, Vince. Great to be here. AI usage is certainly all the rage these days, but this summer we have 11 interns on our campus, and the optimism and energy they bring to the building is real.
So you're investing in real human talent. That's what you're saying?
Exactly, Vince. Growing and developing the best talent in the industry is a core value at R&R. True to our Knowledge Broker brand, we take employee development seriously. We give them a full 360-degree view of our great industry.
Well, it also shows R&R is investing money back into the business, right?
It is, Vince, and we give our interns exposure to key functions of our business, so when they go back to school in August, they've learned some new skills, see how we solve problems, and they can take that back to the classroom and apply their experiences to their coursework. And ideally, consider a career in the insurance industry.
In fact, we have a couple of your interns in studio with us today. So what are they working on?
Certainly. Sales training and improving their communication skills for sure. How to build a professional network and grow their personal brand in the process.
Can definitely tell the intern program right at R&R is a priority.
We work in a dynamic industry, one that's immersed in technology and that's changing constantly. There's a lot of value to R&R to train and develop our own talent.
So why should a business work with R&R Insurance?
We're a fiercely independent, technology-forward, top 100 insurance agency. We invest heavily back into our business, and that ensures we stay on the leading edge. At R&R Insurance for 50 years, we've been investing in great people. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The road trip continues for the Brewers in St. Louis after taking 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks. The crew using a late rally for a 3-2 win in the series finale. Coverage tonight, right after the 6 o'clock news on WTMJ, and broadcaster Lane Grindle with us right after the news coming up here. And the Bucks make it official. Giannis, as we all know now, with the Heat. Giannis posted his love for Milwaukee on social media.
The city of Milwaukee will always be in my heart. This is my home, and this is a place that I had my kids. My mom is here, my father is here, my brothers played here. They made me the man that I am today. That will never, ever change.
And tonight in the World Cup, the U.S. faces Belgium in the round of 16, a 7 p.m. start in Seattle. #America.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:07.
Let's go.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline. So I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air. Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow. This is the 5 o'clock focus on Wisconsin's afternoon news.
Fly ball right field. Long run for Frelick. Still on the move into foul territory. Jumps! And he made the catch! Up against the wall! And this ball game is over.
All right, let's bring in our guy, Lane Grindle. I'm going to have a great night because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on the soccer game. I'm going to mute it, and I'm going to have 620 playing through Alexa so I can listen to Lane call the Brewers game as they roll in St. Louis. Hello, Lane.
What's going on? Maybe if there's a home run hit, I'll just scream goal really loud, and then that can really confuse you as you're doing both things.
Could you do that for 17 seconds? That's what he did.
I would lose my voice. I would lose my voice. I have a few times in the last few years on big calls, like clipped my voice a little bit where I'm like, uh-oh, I've got 3 more outs in the bottom of the ninth or something like that, that I've got to cover, and it bounces back quickly. But yeah, that's a thing. So and it's a thing I need to know that I couldn't do because I would be out for the next day. I'd have to go on the injured list.
It's definitely a thing for sure. Hey, speaking of lists, the list of the All-Star game is out. Let's talk about our 2 guys that made it. Let's start there. This is exciting. I always think it's super cool when the pitcher and the catcher from a team get to both make the team. I don't even know if Miz is going to pitch, but it'd be cool to see those 2 guys on the field at the same time. How cool is this for the Brewers that those 2 guys made the game?
Well, it's very deserving. I would start with that. I mean, Miz was clearly a no-brainer, and I think it's kind of sweet because it's a year later after there were players and people that had issue with him making the All-Star game last year. And I understood some of the concerns, don't get me wrong, but there was never a doubt about the talent, and he's backed it up in a big, big way, probably more than we ever could have imagined with what he's been able to do this year. So that was a no-brainer. William, I was hoping would get in, and I think it's really cool that he's being recognized because there's so much that catchers do that's not in the box score, and he does so much of that. And so he really deserved it. The numbers are good. The numbers are all-star worthy, but there's so many other things he does that I felt should have gotten him over the hump and into the All-Star game. I do think the Brewers had a big snub. Bryce Terang should be in the All-Star game. That's a snub. Jake Bauers is worthy of being in the All-Star game, and those guys could still get there, and Kyle Harrison too. And I would be shocked if Kyle Harrison's not added in the next few days because a lot of pitchers end up dropping out as you get closer to the All-Star game, and there's various reasons, including how the pitching lines up going into the weekend. And so he would be eligible if everything stays on schedule, and a lot of guys won't be. So I would guess there's a really fair chance that Kyle Harrison's an All-Star before it's over too.
How is Woody doing?
He's hanging in there. I mean, he's been through it before.
Right.
He's I'm sure frustrated, but I saw him this morning. His spirits were good, and this is a guy that I think we all feel for him from the Brewers standpoint, from the fan standpoint, but mostly for him because he's been such a big part of this thing. He's the right kind of guy. He's one of the easiest guys to cheer for of any guy I've ever been around in Major League Baseball. So you just want it for him. You want him to be able to get healthy and get right and get back hopefully soon. And hopefully he can still be a big part of this thing this year before it's all over.
Sal Frelick is loved by many people in this building here. When I talk about Sal, people smile. Julia loves Sal. I think it's a funny little thing that's happening with now Murphy and some of his teammates kind of ribbing him a little bit about how he caught that last fly ball and banged into the wall. Or
he was in hockey.
Or when he dives sometimes. So what's that all about, Lane?
Well, I'm very much Team Sal as well, Julia.
Me too.
Sal's one of my favorite people on the planet. And so if you listen to the full version of my call yesterday, I knew he would get some flack because that's just a thing. So in my call, I said necessary dives and necessary jumps, as we always expect from Sal Frelick, just to try to protect him a little bit. Because I knew somebody was going to say it was unnecessary.
What's he like, Lane? You get to talk to him on a regular basis. Tell us what Sal's like.
He's a great human being. I mean, this is a guy that is charitable with his time, with caring about other people. He's just he's a really, really special person. And he's a competitive dude, too. Like Pat Murphy always says, he's the right kind of guy. He's one of those guys that you can mess with and you can give him a hard time, but he gets it. And so he doesn't get offended by it. He doesn't get hurt by it. He just goes out there and gives you everything he has every single night. And I've been really pleased to see him get things going. And he had a great month of June, and it looks like that's going to carry over into July as well. So To have Sal kind of back to where he was last year production-wise is that much greater for the Brewers because he was a big part of this thing a year ago.
Tell me where you are, what it's like. What is it like to be in St. Louis?
I'm in the press box right now. The Brewers are taking BP. In fact, I'll show you for the people that are watching. This is
Text
very
WATCH to
not
855-616-1620. Oh, you can see the arch.
There's the field.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can see the arch. Yep. Yeah. I'm not a very good cameraman, so I probably didn't do a great job there. But that's
That was
fine.
gorgeous.
Do you like calling the games
we're working
there?
on the fly here. I do. Yeah, this is a good booth. It's a good vantage point. You get comfortable with places you come to a lot. Cincinnati, St. Louis. I like calling games from these ballparks. And so, yeah, I enjoy it. We stay out west a little bit in a nice little area in St. Louis. Great hotel, great little restaurants and stops that you got your spots. These become homes away from home for you. So always enjoy coming here. A lot of times the games really matter, and so it's good that the Cardinals are relevant again because this is a good Cardinals team that's playing good baseball right now, and it's fun when the Brewers and Cardinals are both playing well and playing meaningful baseball in the summer.
He is Brewers broadcaster Lane Grindle. Coverage from St. Louis, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock right here on WTMJ. Lane, we always appreciate you making some time for us.
You bet. My pleasure.
You know, I hope Miz pitches in the All-Star game because the way the rotation's lining up, they're saying there's a chance he might not pitch because he will have pitched for the Brewers shortly before the All-Star game.
But that's still nice that they gave him an honor despite the fact that he might not.
Absolutely. It'll be fun to see all those Brewers there. Our segment is sponsored by Diversified Wealth Strategies, your life, your goals. Visit dwstrategies.com.
Many people feeling close to retirement ask themselves, do I have enough?
Am I missing something?
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, we provide clarity during our complimentary, no-pressure consultation. We're independent advisors using big firm tools with a boutique-style approach.
And no crickets. We stay in touch so you're never left wondering.
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, let us show you how to capture the upside, limit the downside, and feel good inside.
Visit dwstrategies.com.
Securities and investment services offered through Mosaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
7 days, 9 unforgettable shows. Experience the thrill of daily air shows at EAA AirVenture Oshkosh, July 20th through the 26th, featuring incredible aerobatics, historic aircraft, and heart-pounding flyovers. Then when the sun goes down, the sky comes alive. Don't miss 2 night shows on Wednesday and Saturday. Fireworks, drones, lasers, airplanes illuminating the night like you've never seen before. Get your tickets now at EAA.org. EAA AirVenture Oshkosh, July 20th through the 26th. Tickets now at EAA.org/tickets.
Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management, a fee-only fiduciary.
Fee-only fiduciary really further separates the folks that either say fiduciary some of the time or best interests altogether. And it's not just that alone. It is, of course, everything else that we can bring to the table that just isn't asset management. It is estate planning, tax planning, financial planning, all of it wrapped together in one transparent fee.
Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management? Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi. Have you listened to WTMJ Outdoors yet? Well, what are you waiting for? Every Saturday at 2 right here on 620 WTMJ. Stories of the outdoors in Wisconsin and beyond as we celebrate everything and recreation. This week, we're talking to Pat Guyette, Huntstock, Wisconsin. Great event coming up July 17th to the 19th. Dodge County Fairgrounds in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Legendary hunters. Great outdoors events.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Traffic and weather, Debbie Lazaga. Hey, Deb.
Hey there, John. Southbound on 41, still a hefty ride from Good Hope Road all the way down to Capitol Drive. Northbound slow from north all the way past Burleigh, almost to Capitol, and then north of Capitol to Hampton. We've got eastbound 94 with a couple of accidents. One of them has the 2 left lanes blocked right at Highway F in Waukesha County. 2 left lanes, I should say. And then watch out for the delays coming in from Highway 16 past that point. Beyond that, we do have this other crash on eastbound at Mitchell Boulevard off on the right shoulder. So that's going to be tightening things up all the way to 35th. On the westbound side, slowing through the stadium as well because of a crash. That one's off on the right shoulder. At Highway 175, we got delays from 35th Street to Hawley Road. More backups from just before Moreland Road all the way to the Highway F accident as folks slow down down to take a look. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 64. Tomorrow, sunny, warm, a high of 84. Wednesday, warm, humid, a high of 88. Thursday, storms are likely, a high of 85. Friday, slight chance for rain, a high of 78 degrees. It's currently sunny and 73.
5:19 on WTMJ. Really nice, clear skies tonight. And, Delta is dealing with what happened to what they just did when they were flying into Midway Airport in the Chicagoland area. They were hit by fireworks over the weekend while trying to land. They were approximately 200 feet in the air when this happened. Take a listen.
We just had a firework hit our plane, Delta 1076. We're continuing.
Roger. Delta 1076, I guess any further information about the fireworks?
No, but we just heard the bang on the plane, so we'll have to take a look at it once we get to the gate.
Delta 1076, Roger. I'm going to give you a phone number. If you can just give us a call back later after you've done an inspection and let us know.
So this was a plane fully packed headed from Atlanta to Chicago Midway. Commercial fireworks that you can get in Indiana, for example, not Illinois, not in Wisconsin, can go up to 50 to 200 feet, while big city fireworks that you see can go up to 1,200 feet high, just so you know.
Whoa.
Now, this is the co-pilot talking to the air traffic control.
We're just hoping it was just the mortar that went off underneath, but definitely felt a big bang.
There have been multiple reports, as you can imagine.
I mean,
that's
terrifying. Not cool.
Yeah, that could knock an airplane out of the sky. What if it hit one of the engines? What if it... Ooh.
Delta says the plane landed safely. No one was hurt.
The city's aware. They said they would notify the Chicago police, but, I don't know what they'll do.
Yeah, I don't know what they would do either. FAA is now investigating, and they did notify Chicago police. But
that's scary.
Okay, if this plane went down, God forbid.
Oh, yeah.
They would figure out who did it. We need to figure out who did that.
So I was in New York watching the fireworks, and they had the biggest fireworks display they've ever had in New York, and they have a lot of big fireworks displays for the 250th. And the fireworks we were watching were over the Brooklyn Bridge, and you could see the skyline, the famous skyline in the background.
Iconic.
It was cool. And one of the fireworks, you know how when you're watching your fireworks displays in the towns here, some of them don't go up like they're supposed to, and you see they just land low to the ground. One of them landed on the Brooklyn Bridge and started part of the bridge on fire.
Did you see the fire department come?
No, the angle we were at, you couldn't, but I saw later on the news, like the firework landing on the bridge. Oh my God, it was insanity.
Yeah, those are commercial grade. Oh my
exactly,
goodness.
like big shells.
I'm glad no one was hurt.
Yeah, thank goodness no one was hurt.
How did Theo like the fireworks?
Your
didn't.
Grandson. He screamed.
Yeah?
We had little headphones that we put on his head, and he still was nervous and scared and trying to figure it out. He had cute little headphones on, so it was a good weekend, though. It was a nice weekend. All right, coming up, Giannis says goodbye. He made a message, and we're going to play it for you. That's up next on WTMJ.
Where you live matters. Searching for assisted living can bring a lot of questions and a lot of emotion. At the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association, we believe you need a clear, complete picture without pressure. That's why we partnered with the American Seniors Housing Association on whereyouLiveMatters.org, a one-stop destination with unbiased information to help you understand your options and connect directly with providers in your area. No confusion, just tools that help you take the next step with confidence. Start your research today at whereyouLiveMatters.org.
Hey, John Mercure here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation, and it definitely shouldn't feel like a game. That's one of the things I really appreciate about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. They believe in straightforward pricing, honest conversations, and helping homeowners find the right fit for their home. Like at our house, there's no inflated prices or high-pressure sales tactics. At the end of the day, a fair final price matters more than some flashy discount. And when you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, one trusted team handles everything from start to finish. The same company that manufactures your windows and doors is also the one selling, installing, and servicing them with Pella certified installers every step of the way. That means confidence in the process, confidence in the product, and one team standing behind the work from beginning to end. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
You know that frustrating injury that just will not heal? Vince Vitrano for MD Hyperbaric. Your back, your ankle, your foot, your knee. Recovery after surgery. Doctor said give it time. Let it rest. But it's not getting better. MD Hyperbaric supports your body's natural healing process. I've done it myself. Treatments that reduce inflammation, speed recovery, and get you back to living life. No pills, no injections. Discover the healing power of oxygen under pressure. MDHyperbaric.com.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ.
It became official today, which seems kind of weird because we knew a couple weeks ago that Giannis got traded, but because of rules in the NBA, it can't become official until today, and today it did. And so today Giannis released a goodbye video to Milwaukee. Now remember, as you hear this, that if you go and watch the video after the fact, it's different because you're watching a video, so there's little pauses in here. But this is Giannis talking to Milwaukee about his time here.
The city of Milwaukee and the state of Wisconsin, I want them to remember this from me. Don't worry about the basket. Don't worry about the championship. Don't worry about the winnings. Don't worry about the losses. I try to be like them.
We're going to take an iconic selfie video so I can watch it. I can watch for the rest of my life and remember this day. Can we do that? Let's do that. Come on.
I believe the city of Milwaukee is blue. My team, my family.
I want to be an NBA player.
With the 15th pick, the Milwaukee Bucks select Giannis Antetokounmpo from Athens, Greece.
Giannis tribute to Milwaukee. If you get the chance to check out the video, you really should. It is really, really powerful. Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The NASDAQ up 289 today. The Dow up 156 today. The S&P was up 54 points. Know the difference with Annex. Welcome to our Everyday Health feature sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. When summer injuries or illnesses occur, deciding where to go for same-day medical care can be stressful and confusing. To help us understand the many different same-day care options is Dr. Emily Valkenburg. Dr. Valkenburg, thank you so much for being here today. So often, a hospital emergency room comes to mind. It ends up being the first place for same-day care. Is that always the right choice?
It can be the right choice when a person is at risk for permanent disability or death, like if you're having a heart attack, stroke, bleeding excessively, experiencing overdose, poisoning. If any of those things happen, you should always call 911 and seek emergent care.
So if the health issue doesn't rise to the level of an emergency visit, what steps should someone take to get the care needed at the right place and time?
That's a good discussion to have with your primary care doctor who knows you when you're feeling well, so that you're informed and have a plan when something does come up. A good first step is to always give your primary care clinic a call. Freighter has a wonderful team of providers and nurses available, can help you figure out next steps.
You've mentioned virtual care options, which sound very convenient. Can you tell me about virtual visits?
Virtual visits, or telemedicine is another name for them, they're a very convenient option, and we know that they benefit health. Freighter and MCW make it really easy to schedule and connect with a provider virtually through your device. You can use a smartphone, iPad, or computer. I often meet with patients for follow-up virtually, so it allows me to see a patient in their home and to connect with family members too. But they're really great for same-day care.
So if someone is interested in scheduling a virtual visit, how can they go about doing it?
You can call your primary care doctor's office, or you can use the Freighter MCW app.
Dr. Valkenburg, thank you so much for being with us today. To find the care that's right for you, visit freightert.com.
This report sponsored by Exterior Pros and Baths. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation. Don't just upgrade, transform your home. From bold exteriors to breathtaking baths, Exterior Pros makes it happen. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: new charges for taking dogs from Ridgeland Farms.
I'm Julia Fellow. The vice president is stopping in Milwaukee.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We've got a couple of issues out there. 175 northbound, right at the ramp from eastbound 94. We have a crash with the right shoulder blocked. And then we've also got eastbound 94 at Mitchell Boulevard on the right shoulder itself. Another crash. Delays heading through both of those areas. And then we've got our big one on eastbound 94 at Highway F in Waukesha County. The two left lanes are blocked with this. So we've got delays stretching back from before Highway 16 to that point. Westbound's got some big delays as well from, I would say about Sunny Slope Road all the way to Highway F as folks slow down to take a look. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Clear skies tonight, a low of 64. Tomorrow, sunny and warm, a high of 84. Right now, Milwaukee, it is 72 degrees and sunny.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the Dane County District Attorney's Office has filed new charges against more than 40 people involved in a break-in at a controversial breeding and research facility.
The defendants come from across the country, Wisconsin to Wyoming, California to Colorado. Jennifer Torkin is a preschool teacher in Denver.
I don't want to go to prison.
Back in March, Torkin rushed out of Ridgeland Farms with a beagle in her arms. Now, nearly 4 months later, she's charged with felony burglary. She could spend up to 12 and a half years in prison if convicted, but tells us she'd do it again.
When does one in this messed up world ever have the opportunity to participate in something that actually tangibly stops suffering, saves lives?
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
3 children drowned in Geneva Lake after a sudden storm swept through Walworth County. National Weather Service confirms wind peaked up to 100 miles an hour on Friday. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen tells us on Wisconsin's Afternoon News the winds were caused by a downburst.
When a column of air rushes rapidly downward out of the bottom of a thunderstorm and slams into the ground, then spreads out in all directions, the winds move outward in straight lines from that central point, as opposed to rotating winds that come out of tornadoes.
The winds caused the boat to capsize. The children were aged 6 and 12 years old.
Decision Wisconsin, Vice President J.D. Vance making a stop in Milwaukee this week. State Republican Party Chair Brian Schimming says Vance will visit the Wisconsin Air National Guard's 128th Air Refueling Wing on Wednesday. The White House says the vice president will deliver remarks on the Trump administration's work to combat fraud. Vance was in western Wisconsin earlier this year when he campaigned for Congressman Derek Van Orden.
Milwaukee police need your help right now. There is a missing 5-year-old boy. His name is Legend Terrell. He's nonverbal and has autism. He will recognize his name if you say Legend. He was last seen today at about 1:20 p.m. near 36th and Clark in the Metcalf Park neighborhood. Legend is about 3 feet tall, has a slender build with a small afro, and is wearing a white Juneteenth T-shirt. You can see his photo and get more information on our website right now at WTMJ.com.
Milwaukee police are searching for whoever set off illegal fireworks that injured an officer near Brady Street.
It happened early Sunday as video on social media shows the officer knocked to the ground after a firework exploded near her, appearing to cause facial injuries. No arrests have been made in that case. In a separate downtown incident later that morning, another officer was struck by a fleeing vehicle, prompting police to open fire. The 18-year-old suspect was shot by police but is expected to be okay. He was later arrested, and officers say they found 2 guns in his vehicle. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Bucks made it official, trading Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat. For Giannis, Milwaukee will always be home.
No matter where I am, Milwaukee will always be my city, my team, my family.
The Bucks also officially signed first-round draft picks Braden Burries and Nate Ament, and signed Marquette alum Cam Jones to a 2-way contract. The Brewers start a 5-game series against the Cardinals in St. Louis. They start the night 6 games ahead of the Cubs at the top of the NL Central. Our coverage starts right here at 6:10 on WTMJ.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:35.
They pretty much weren't doing anything. I couldn't ride a bicycle. You don't have your life because you don't have your mobility.
So when Patrick heard about QC Kinetics and their non-invasive regenerative treatments for pain, no waiting, he called them immediately.
There's no downtime. There's no rehab. That was the tipping point for me. I didn't have to take any drugs. I didn't have to rehab.
Before considering surgery, check out QC Kinetics all-natural treatment options that restore and repair damaged joint tissue in your knees, hips, shoulders, and back.
If you have knee replacement surgery, and then the knee is not yours, and there's no guarantee that that's going to be successful.
QC Kinetics. Patients around the country are raving about the results. They're getting back their mobility, taking back their lives with no downtime, no drugs, and no surgery. Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
I wanted to bring Chief Meteorologist Brian Oznansky into this conversation. If you text WATCH to 855-616-1620, WATCH to our Setting Limit Talk and Text line. This is brand new information about Flown Mercure.
Whoa!
Where she has been. Flown is still staying close to the Port Washington generating station
Oh my gosh.
as she masters her flying and hunting skills. Again, text WATCH to 855-616-1620. She spent the 4th of July, check this out, in West Bend. Look at how far she went.
Look how far she went.
Go to page 2.
And then she came home.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, my God. I'm
that
glad
is the
she's okay.
farthest she's ever been pinged from her nest box so far. And that journey west, according to everyone who's looking at her, say that it may be a sign that she's getting ready to head off to her own adventures.
Oh, my gosh.
Flown Mercure. Look at how much she's zigzagging. Brian, look at the zigzagging. Let's go to the other one.
I'm very excited.
Look at where she's going all over Port Washington. She's hanging around your boat.
Hanging around my boat, I can see right now. There's a lot of scratch marks on that map by my pier there at Port Washington.
Wow!
What do you think, John?
I'm very excited.
Cool.
I'm. Oh my God! Yeah. I'm so excited. We got to figure out how your bird's doing, Brian.
Do you want me to figure it out,
I
Brian?
think it's neat. Well, I had an update a while ago, but sure, go ahead. It's been a long time, though.
I will. Okay,
do you
but-
have new updates?
I will get you an update, but
Ooh,
here's an
yeah.
update. I'll figure it out. I'll get to the bottom of it, I promise. But here's an update on what Brian was up to over the weekend.
All right, Racy, let's go.
Oh my goodness, that's when he's really excited. Oh my goodness, Brian, how awesome is it to be chief meteorologist at TMJ4 News, having beautiful kids, seeing the finale of your fireworks in your hometown on your boat?
It was amazing. The fireworks show was fantastic in Racine. I mean, clearly the time of day, and we were safely in port. I didn't have any other driving obligations to do. So, yes, I was feeling pretty good at that moment.
That was really cool.
All while we had Flo and Mercure flying around.
Probably
There
right
she is.
overhead.
There she is.
Scared to death because of the fireworks.
Maybe Flown, when you have that, when I'm looking at your map with Flown, when it went out to West Bend, maybe was escaping the fireworks in Port Washington.
That's
at
a
night.
good call. Then when things settled
said, "I'm
down,
outta
Flown
here."
came back home.
Yeah,
Oh.
smart bird.
I like the way you think.
As far as the weather over the holiday weekend, obviously we had the tragedy in Lake Geneva, and it was pretty rough at times, but most fireworks shows I think ended up being okay. There was some fog concerns for a little bit, but I think everybody did pretty good with that.
You know what they're doing right now is they're putting out hot spots at this hour at that Lincoln Avenue Elementary, Brian. And remember, we were just talking to you last week, and the smoke was so low, it was going into the streets.
Yeah, that was that inversion of that air that trapped that the air near the surface during that heat wave that we had. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. But yeah, this weekend again, I just heard Craig Coplain sharing his thoughts on the downburst in Lake Geneva. But it's tragic. As a boater myself, I think about my daughter's 10 and 7, and I really just don't want to go there at all. It's tragic. There's online, naturally you see a bunch of people pointing blame and things of that nature.
Yeah.
What I will say is there was advanced warning with this. The storm was warned by the National Weather Service at least 20 minutes before arrival, and then it had downstream warnings through Rock County into northern Illinois. In fact, those storms were warned all the way back to Iowa. So again, not casting blame. But that storm was tracking towards Lake Geneva for a long period of time, and I think it's just, it's a reminder to say that, especially if you are going to be outside, if you're going to be out on the water, have a way to check the radar, have a way to get those warnings, and then be willing to act on it. And that's a terrible thing that happened, and hopefully moving forward we can learn from it.
Yep, I think you're right. Lessons in there for a lot of people. Pretty quiet the next few days, Niz. Maybe start with tonight, and what do the next few days look like?
Yeah, so tonight, clear skies, low temperature 64. For tomorrow, sunny and warm, a high of 84 degrees. Inland spots could get close to 90 tomorrow. Wednesday, partly cloudy and warm, a high of 88 in Milwaukee. And then rain and storms likely on Thursday, a high of 85. And then a partly cloudy sky with a slight chance of storms on Friday and a high of 78 degrees. So summer-like weekend, we're going to get warm again, we're going to get humid again, but not the heat wave that we had last week.
All right, good stuff. All right, so we're going to find out where Brian Nesnansky's been up to.
I'm typing it out right now.
And I love this, Julia. This is so cool.
She has been a busy little bee. Brian is spot on. Definitely went out to West Bend.
Yeah, and I was on the 4th
fireworks.
of July.
Yeah.
Wow, good stuff, Niz.
Sensed it was coming.
Yeah,
could probably
that's right.
sense it.
You know
was
those
out.
animals have those senses.
Smart
All right,
bird.
Niz, we will catch up with you tomorrow.
Guys. Sounds good, guys. We'll see you.
It is 5:42 at WTMJ. Flown, I'm happy that Flown is okay. Flown is okay.
She is busy. She is active.
Yeah.
She's getting her wings.
Oh, that is so exciting. All right, here's what we are going to do up next. The Woodruff injury has kind of made a lot of people very sad because he's been down this road before. What exactly does this mean? Does it mean, and what is the prognosis? That is up next. Niz's Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, your local experts for roofing, siding, and window projects.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
John Mercure here for Griffin Ford in Waukesha. If you've been thinking about a new vehicle, now's the time to take a serious look at Griffin Ford's American Values Employee Pricing Event. Now's the time. For a limited time, you pay what they pay at Griffin. That's right, employee pricing on a huge selection of new Ford vehicles. Right now, they have more than 50 all-wheel drive Ford Explorers in stock, starting at $38,978. How about the 2026 Ford Bronco Sport all-wheel drive, 22 in stock, starting at $28,995, and Ford Escape owners get an additional $1,000 off. But what really sets Griffin apart is inventory. Griffin Ford has one of the largest selections of new Ford vehicles anywhere in the state. That means you're not spending hours searching dealer to dealer or settling for something close to what you wanted. You can choose the color, the trim level, and features that fit your lifestyle. Visit Griffin Ford in Waukesha today. It's where I buy my cars, or online at griffinford.com. See dealer for complete details.
Ready for a weekend you won't forget? Get to the Brewers series against the Rockies Friday, July 24th through Sunday the 26th. There's a game for every fan. See a Brewers postgame alumni legends game on Friday. Then collect a Brewers Guess Who giveaway Saturday night, courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Looking for an unbeatable family day? Join the crew Sunday when the first 5,000 kids get a local artist t-shirt giveaway designed by Unfinished Legacy. Get tickets at brewers.com.
Keeping you updated on culture and creativity. What's on Tap with Sandy Max.
Artist Mauricio Ramirez. What's the exact parameters of this mural that will show Bob Uecker on the mic at the ballpark?
The mural measures out 80 feet wide, and the very top is about 100 feet. Massive. The hardest thing is just, honestly, the sheer fear of heights. The birds are definitely a problem. Watch out.
Weeknights at 6 on WTMJ and the What's on Tap podcast on WTMJ.com.
Mission 94 Firearms Education Center, centered in safety, anchored in history, designed for discovery.
From those with no experience to firearms enthusiasts, all are welcome at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. Learn the right way to handle firearms. Just Google Mission 94.
Let's get you where you need to safely with Debbie Lazaga.
Okay, well, let's take a look at what we've got. We've got one accident left over. This is on Highway 175 northbound, right at the ramp from eastbound 94. The right shoulder is blocked with that. The other accidents have pretty much all been cleared up. The other one's near the stadium and the other one near Highway F in Waukesha, although we are still seeing big delays. Eastbound still slow from Highway 16 all the way to about Highway F. We've also got westbound 94 slowing down through the stadium interchange to Hawley Road, and then from Moreland all the way to Highway F as well. Southbound 43, watch for backups from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette down to the KK River Crossing. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Oh, this was really tough to watch. So a couple of days ago, Brandon Woodruff, who we all love, came out after having a couple really good innings, and he comes out for the fourth inning after looking okay, and he throws an 85-mile-an-hour fastball, an 87-mile-an-hour fastball, and then after that he can't get it over 75 miles an hour, and he looks like he's really laboring. And he ends up coming out of the game after a visit to the mound, and we find out afterwards that, it's not good. He's probably going to have to go on the injured list, according to Pat Murphy. I wanted to give you a little bit more detail on what we know about the injury and what the likely prognosis is and all of that stuff with our good friend, Dr. Patrick Yost, orthopedic surgeon at Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Dr. Yost, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So in the past, Woodruff's problems have been described as dead arm, velocity on pitches being down. He spent a lot of time out because of that. Manager Murphy, Pat Murphy, said after this latest thing, it's a tear in his labrum, an cyst that develops, and a cyst that will likely redevelop. Can you explain that? What does that mean? What's going on with his arm and his shoulder?
Well, the labrum is the attachment point of the ligaments, also known as the capsule, which most of us know he had a surgery on. If the labrum has a tear or a gap in it and the joint fills with fluid, the fluid, it's under pressure, especially during pitching, and that fluid can get pushed through the tear in the labrum and get trapped on the other side. That's called a paralabral cyst. Think of it as a one-way valve where the fluid gets out and it can't get back in.
What does a dead arm mean, doctor?
It just means it doesn't feel like he can throw the way he's used to. His mind and his trunk and his intent is to throw a certain way, and it just doesn't happen the way he feels. I think that probably is a result of swelling in the joint. You can imagine the capsule or the ligaments or the lining of the joint, those all mean the same thing. As they go into the late cocking phase, which baseball players will call the layback phase, they're winding up kinetic energy. So imagine twisting up like a dish towel. In his case, it's the ligaments. And then as you release that kinetic energy, it's sort of like a spring that gets twisted, and then you let go of it, and it'll release some energy and twist back. If he's got swelling in that joint, the spring mechanism just doesn't work quite the same. So it may not hurt, but it just feels like the ball's not coming out the way it should.
He said that he was feeling some weird sensation in his fingers. Does that track?
Yeah, pitchers will often get numbness in their fingers when there's stress on the elbow. The ulnar nerve goes through around the back of the elbow. People have heard of the funny bone. There's not really a bone that's funny. It's a nerve that's funny, but it's right under or behind that bone. In pitchers, when they overstress that nerve, it gets stretched around the back side of the elbow, and their little finger and their ring finger will go numb, often just momentarily.
Dr. Patrick Yost is with us, Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Now, we know you're not his doctor and you haven't seen his imaging and all of that stuff, but you see a lot of these sort of injuries, and you work literally on hundreds of these sort of similar cases, although they're all different and nuanced. My question related to all that, could this be career-ending? How serious is this, especially if it continues to recur?
Well, I think it's serious, and sure, it could be career-ending, but I think in this case, it's going to amount to management. I think all these details of inflammation or the cyst or the labrum or the capsule, they really add up to a big picture of a shoulder that's starting to wear out. And anybody who's got a knee that's starting to wear out or a bad back, they know you can only push it so hard before it swells and it hurts, and you basically can't use it the way you're used to. Brandon has just learned how much is too much. The hard part now is the Brewers and he and his doctors have to help coach him and figure out how do we stay below the too much line when he comes back again, hopefully in September. He comes back and throws. Could he be in a relief role? Could he be sort of an opener for a bullpen game? I think he can get his velocity back and his function back, but it's not going to be in a situation where he can be a starter. He's proven that.
Dr. Yost, can we remove this cyst to help with the pressure so then he has the throwing power again? And also, how much pain is he in?
Yeah, it probably doesn't hurt terribly. And to answer your first question, you can remove the cyst, but it will come right back because the problem is that the joint fills with fluid under pressure. And if there's a labrum tear, that one-way valve analogy that I gave you, the fluid will just get pushed through the labrum and trapped in there again.
How hard is this mentally for an elite athlete?
It's hard. I think he's a pretty young man, and it's not a terribly long time since in 2017 when he was incredible and a couple of great years. It feels like not that much time has passed, and he's aged more than the 8 or 9 years that he's been on the Brewers. That takes its toll. I think any athlete who's getting towards the end of their career, frankly, any professional who nears the end of their career, this happens to surgeons, it's their identity. And when they're getting and they can kind of see the end coming, it's challenging. He seems to be as well adjusted as anyone, but I think anyone can have a lot of trouble just dealing with that.
Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin's Dr. Patrick Yost is with us. I want to move on to soccer. Are you watching the World Cup, Dr. Yost?
Yes, I'm watching it.
Okay, we are too. And we've been talking a lot about it on the show. I'm amazed at how fit they are. These are like the fittest athletes in the world. You don't see any chubby soccer players running around there. I use, all right, Julia, attractive, yes, okay.
Very attractive.
Here's my question. When you watch them, especially when you see the trackers that these guys wear, the technology is absolutely amazing. What's the biggest injury risk to a soccer player? And I know that's hard to generalize, but it's different than it is for a football player or a baseball pitcher.
Yeah, believe it or not, soccer has the highest rate of concussion of any of the sports that people play in the United States. You'd think it'd be football, but after you watch a little bit of the World Cup and you see how fast they move and how they attack each other, and it is a contact sport. So we think a lot about their knees, and there are plenty of knee injuries in soccer, but concussions are even more common.
What if you're a weekend warrior? What's your advice if you're 40 or 50 years old, you're watching the World Cup, and now you think, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to play at Brookfield Indoor Soccer Complex or U-Line, and I'm going to hit soccer full tilt.
And my friend just tore his ACL doing that, thinking he was in college again.
What's the best advice if you want to begin to get active and you really haven't been?
You know, if soccer is really important to you, you can play, but soccer, basketball, these are sports where, and I'm 45, so a lot of my friends are still doing this, but it is a sport of attrition, and you've got to be in great shape, but you've also got to just be realistic about how aggressive you're going to play. There are so many Achilles tears and ACL tears and meniscus tears in middle-age, high-contact sports. It is a risk, and I think I tell these young kids who are about to go back to sports, life is a risk assessment. It's a constant risk assessment, and you want to think about what could happen here. If I'm going snowboarding, for me, I don't go snowboarding because I don't want to break my wrists. I'd be better off tearing my ACL because I can still work. You think about if you're going to go and play soccer, that's great. Try to condition yourself and just be prepared to have a good time, and try to just dial it back a little because there's so many injuries.
When the World Cup is on or the Olympics are on or some big sporting event is on, do you see more injuries, or do you hear from more parents that think maybe their child has injured themselves?
Yeah, we get a lot of calls. And, I love sports. Sports are so much fun, and there's so many positives, but there are a lot of injuries. So I think it's just important to try to spend a moment doing an internal risk-benefit analysis. But yes, these once every 4 years, things like the Olympics and the World Cup, they generate a lot of excitement about the specific sports. So you just see a lot more activity than among amateur athletes.
So I've been trying to get Julia here to play pickleball with me.
I'm afraid now. No way.
And your boss, the CEO there, Brandon.
Yes.
And I can't get her to do it. And maybe now you have it right. When I come flip it in here, you're going to be healthy.
Thank you.
Julia, pickleball has been a great thing for we'll say, middle-aged people of the United States. It's gotten so many people active. It's really fun.
Really?
It's social, but there are injuries. I should probably not say this on the radio, but they generally are minor injuries. They're sprains and strains and meniscus tears. It's pretty unusual to have concussions, and knock on wood, I don't see a ton of ACL tears from pickleball. So my advice to anyone listening who wants to get into pickleball, it's a great way to be social and get exercise, and it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, just don't go crazy, right? Just, I guess, be smart about it.
That's right.
Dr. Patrick Yost is an orthopedic surgeon at Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin, the best in the business. Dr. Yost, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
This report is sponsored by Diversified Wealth